A passenger plane returning from the US is suddenly hit by a terrible accident. The explosion was so terrible that a part of the plane was separated in the sky. After losing control, the entire plane went into a desolate and mysterious swamp. Those who somehow escaped this accident, they all get stuck in the same swamp. At first, they thought the rescue team would find them very soon. But as time went by, the terrible truth of the accident came to light. And these truths cut everyone from the inside. Within a few days, they realized that they were not alone in this swamp. Because thousands of feet high, a mysterious and dangerous creature was already there. It was hunting people one by one. After this terrible truth came to light, terror spread in all directions. Everyone was just running to save their lives. But right in the middle of the swamp, Anna and Charlie fell into that mysterious swamp. This is where the second episode begins. But wait, don't leave yet. There is no problem if you don't watch the first episode. Because I will explain this episode in such a way that you can go straight into the whole story from here. Anyway, you can understand a little bit that they are still stuck in this jungle. And their main goal is to save themselves from this mysterious creature in the swamp. And survive and get out of here. Charlie and Anna go into the jungle in search of help. So that they can get up on some high mountain and look for the rescue team. But the two of them get lost. With the news of being lost, Jack and the rest of the people enter the jungle in search of them. After a lot of searching, they see Charlie swinging from a tree. After taking him down, it is understood that he is still alive. But Anna is still in search of the mystery creature. So the bald man keeps looking for him with Sam hour after hour. But seeing his condition getting worse, Sam tells him to go back. The bald man was not willing to leave Anna's search then. He tells Sam to go back to the camp and goes alone. Before going, he throws his own torch towards Sam. But Sam can't hold the torch. The torch falls straight into the bottom of the swamp. Right then, a sharp sound comes from there like hitting with iron. The bald man is in doubt. He starts digging the soil and sees an iron plate below. He pierces the soil around with a knife. Then it is understood that the bottom part is full of sand. Seeing this, Sam gets confused. The bald man then says that this is the same thing they were digging. Then the two of them start digging the soil. But they can't even understand how big a mistake they are making. The next morning, after digging the soil, a mysterious bunker is seen there. They can't understand who has built such a big bunker under this desolate swamp. To know the truth, Sam secretly steals a box. Then the two of them try to break the hatch. But the door was so strong that it didn't even touch it. Finally, the two of them return to the camp safely. On the way back, Sam thinks that it is better to let the others know about the bunker. Then even if they return empty-handed, no one will doubt them. But the bald man stops him. He doesn't want anyone to know about the bunker. Obstructed, Sam doesn't listen to him. But he lets him know that he won't hide this from his own work. The bald man is still happy. But when Sam rains on him and comes in front of him, he immediately ignores Sam from behind. After a while, Sam opens his eyes and sees that he is tied tightly with a rope. And the bald man in front of him is sitting and making a strange medicine. Seeing this, Sam gets scared. He speaks in a hurry. He won't tell anyone about the bunker. But the bald man doesn't listen to him. He holds Sam's head and puts that mysterious medicine on the map. After that, he doesn't have the opportunity to leave understanding his own things. Before leaving, he throws a knife towards Sam and goes towards the camp. Sam keeps hitting him again and again. But the bald man doesn't look back even once. In some way, Sam tries to reach the knife lying next to him. But he was tied so cleverly that it was almost impossible to escape. If he raised his hand, the ropes behind him were getting tighter. He didn't have a tool to open his claws in this. So until the end, he starts screaming for help. Right then, he hears a terrible sound. Sam puts his head down and stands next to him. But the sound stops in the middle of the moment. Maybe this is his misconception. But after a while, he hears the scream of his own bone. Before that, the whole forest is cut down and the sound of that terrible tongue rises. Sam understands that the tongue has also caught his bone at that moment. Understanding the problem of the bone, he can't stop himself. Even after suffering a lot, he somehow reaches the knife. Then he cuts the rope and runs towards the sound. After going a little far, he can see his own bone Kelly under a big tree. Sam Druto starts going to him and cutting the rope. At the same time, the jeep sees them and Druto keeps coming towards them. Fortunately, Sam's hand was Druto. Within a few seconds, he unties the rope of Kelly. Then he takes the bone and goes towards the forest. But the two of them know that it is not possible for them to run towards that demon. So they hide in the shade next to them to avoid the evil eye. Without seeing any fight for a long time, Sam bravely runs out. But the demon is nowhere. Just then, Kelly asks why the bald man had tied him up. Sam does not answer at first. Before that, he goes back to the camp. But on the way back, if Kelly keeps asking again and again, Sam's morale is destroyed. He gets angry and tells him the secret of the bunker until the end. But as soon as he hears his story, the demons come forward. The two start running to save their lives. In a state of fear and disappointment, they reach an open field. There was no place like a hideout there. So they keep running around like helpless. Just then, the demon understands the situation and takes Kelly into the sky. Then he starts tearing her apart. Within a few seconds, his weapon splinters on all four sides. Sam thinks his bone is in great trouble. So he runs with all his strength to save him. But it's too late by then. The demon has taken Kelly away. But Sam does not give up. He reaches the river bank while searching for the bone. Just then, he sees a blood stain on the ground. Seeing this, he gets very scared. Sam quickly stands in front of him. And at the same time, he sees his own bone lying on a large stone on the bank of the river. Seeing this, he gets angry. He runs towards Kelly with all his strength. But as soon as he reaches close, he sees that his head is spinning. The upper part of his body is torn apart terribly. There are pieces of flesh on all four sides. And the blood is flowing like water. Seeing this terrible sight, Sam grabs his own bone by the hand. Then he breaks it and hits his ear. At that moment, he swears that he will take revenge for Kelly's death from the bald man. At night, Sam returns to the camp. But seeing the bald man sitting next to the fire, he gets even more angry. As if nothing had happened. In anger, Sam comes out with a knife and stabs him. As soon as they see each other, a terrible fight begins between the two. Within a few moments, Sam throws him to the ground and grabs him. Then he screams in anger and says that he is responsible for Kelly's death. If he hadn't tied Sam up, Kelly would never have come there. Hearing this, the bald man also gets scared. He says in a calm voice that if Kelly is really the victim of that demon, then why is there not a single blood stain on your body? Hearing this question, Sam becomes silent for a while. He thinks that he had grabbed his own bone. Then why is there no blood stain on his clothes? Sam gets stuck in this question. Just then, the bald man covers him and leaves. He was going to ask Sam something. Just then, they hear Kelly's voice from behind. Kelly was completely drenched in water. Seeing this, Sam's feet are covered in mud. He can't understand what's going on. For a while, Sam thinks that maybe he has gone crazy. But the next moment, he doubts that the medicine that the bald man was taking, maybe that was the problem. But the bald man refuses to admit it. He says that it was just an anti-safety medicine. Hearing this, Sam becomes even more confused. He thinks that maybe that mysterious demon is playing with his mind. On the other hand, Jack and his team find Anna, who was unconscious for 2 weeks, in the jungle in a state of unconsciousness. The strangest thing is that there was no sign of pain in her body. She just thought that she and Charlie were kidnapped by the demon. But she doesn't remember what happened next. Surprisingly, Charlie's condition was the same. He couldn't remember any of the days he was unconscious. Hearing this, everyone gets confused. Why did the demon take them? And what happened that one part of their memory was completely lost? To find the answer to all these questions, they have to find Jim. So the next day, Charlie and the Korean man quietly go out in search of Jim in the jungle. But as soon as they reach the jungle, the surroundings around them change completely. Suddenly, a mysterious sound starts echoing from all four sides. At the same time, the Korean man falls to the ground in pain. And Charlie is waiting for him all around. Suddenly, Jim himself comes in front of them. It was clear that he was the one who attacked. So Charlie, without delay, takes a stick and starts attacking him. But Jim easily grabs his neck and throws him into the sky with one hand. His power was not like that of an ordinary person. Jim warns Charlie that he has to send the pregnant girl to him by tomorrow evening. Otherwise, he will kill everyone. Saying this, Jim leaves from there. When everyone else finds out about this incident, everyone gets angry. Everyone wants to take revenge from Jim. But Jim was secretly attacking. So, not thinking about it, fighting with him means facing his own problems. That's why they make a plan to catch Jim before they get angry. Around the camp, they set fire to some of the injured people. Then they set fire on all four sides. And every 10 meters, one by one, they attack. In this, their camp becomes very deserted. But the problem does not stop there. The next morning, a man is found dead by the sea. Someone broke his neck with his hand. The most terrible thing is that no one got anything. After spreading this news, fear enters the whole camp. Everyone thinks that this is all because of Anna. So, they gradually start moving away from Anna. However, Anna herself does not know anything. Then she talks to Kelly and finds out the whole truth. Jack can't take it anymore. He takes out a briefcase hidden in the hut. He looks around to see if anyone is following him. Then he opens the briefcase and takes out 4 pistols from the inside. Now they have weapons in their hands. But the biggest question was how to find Jim. Then Carly gives an idea. To find Jim, Anna can be used as a bait. But Charlie does not follow this plan. This leads to a fight between the two. Just then, Anna comes forward and agrees to the plan. Because she does not want anyone else to die because of her. So, everyone is in a hurry to not waste time. Charlie does not know how to shoot a gun. So, he has to stay in the camp. But just then, the atmosphere changes. And in a few moments, a heavy rain starts. But Anna does not know how to shoot a gun. Jack stays in the jungle. Everyone else is hiding from him. Carly was watching everything from the tree. James was covering from the side. Jack was ready to attack from the front. And the bald man was surrounded from the back. Everyone is waiting for the prey to come in front of them. But even after a long time, there is no movement around. Gradually, Anna becomes a little restless. Just then, Jim comes there. Seeing Jim, Anna starts running towards the prey. But because she is pregnant, she could not run faster than Jim. Just then, Jack comes out of the bush and throws Jim to the ground. But in this chaos, Jack's gun falls out of his hand. Jack knows that once Jim gets up, it will be almost impossible to catch him again. So, he does not give any help and keeps hitting Jim hard. Before the rest reach, Jim is completely under Jack's control. When Jack is about to kill him, James comes in the middle. For the sake of the hero, he points his gun at Jim. He was scared and wanted to show his strength. But at the next moment, everyone can understand that the bullet was not shot by James, but by Charlie. Actually, Charlie secretly took the gun that Jack was carrying. He shoots Jim directly and Jim dies there. And along with this, the last path of the 7 people in this chaos is also closed. Then everyone comes back to the cave. There, Jack asks Charlie why he shot him. Charlie says that he loves Anna. So, to take revenge, he kills Jim. Hearing this, the whole thing seems crazy to Jack. The next day, Jack goes to Carly because he wants to see this map again that Carly had found in the jungle. Jack's hope was that this map might lead them to the real mystery of TAPU. Just then, after the fat man's eyes, some strange numbers are written on the paper. As soon as he sees the numbers, his face turns red. Suddenly, he feels that there was no accident in this plane that crashed in TAPU. It might have been a plan from the beginning. He might have felt that a lot of years ago, with the help of the same number, he was going to win a lottery worth 15 million rupees. It seems that he is going crazy. Because these numbers were not ordinary numbers. After winning the lottery, a strange thing happens in his life. On that day, his father suddenly fails and dies. When he buys a new bungalow, it catches fire mysteriously. And the strangest thing is that before calling the police themselves reach his location. The company where he works, his close friends die one by one. After all this, he gets on a plane to return to America. But on that plane, he crashes on this island. And the strangest thing is that in that crash, even if all the passengers die, he is left alone. All this makes him think that he has a secret relationship with these numbers. To find out the truth, he quietly leaves the camp. While walking along the banks of the Tapu, he sees the cable of electricity that Curly had found in the first part. The fat man follows the cable and enters the jungle. After a while, he sees a peacock swinging from a tree. But without paying much attention, his feet fall into the trap. He sees it on the top of the tree and a huge trap comes towards him. Fortunately, the fat man somehow escapes from that deadly trap. After that, to cross the old bridge, he reaches the mysterious part of the jungle where no one dared to cross. At that time, he thought that he has come very close to the truth. But suddenly, the trees around him start going up one by one. He realizes that the secret of the time is somewhere here. Getting the feeling of the crisis, he rushes towards the camp to save his life. In the middle of the night, he somehow returns to the camp. Then he tells everyone about the whole incident. But he does not know that the mysterious numbers are written on the bunker where Ganjalakti was found. And maybe in that bunker, the real trap is hidden. The next day, Ganjalakti takes Sam and breaks the bunker. But the strange thing is that even if there was a small hatch on top, there was no lock or handle. It was clearly understood that someone had deliberately closed it so that no one could enter. But the question was, where did this high-tech thing come from? To find out the truth, they make a hole with the part then, with all their strength, they break the door. At the next moment, there is a loud noise, but the door does not open. Seeing this, Ganjalakti keeps hitting the door with a stick. At that moment, Sam tells him to look down. Looking down, he sees a metal bar stuck in his leg. But the strangest thing is that he does not feel any pain. That night, to understand his situation, he breaks his leg again and again. Even if he falls on his feet, he does not feel any pain. Then he suspects that there is a bunker behind all this. So there is no way to open the hatch of the bunker. But at the same time, a plane is heard in the sky. They look up and see that a plane is falling down. At first, they think that the rescue team has come. But actually, this incident will lead them to another big mystery. Two men are walking in that direction. On the way, Ganjalakti can see a cross lying on the ground. Like Sam, it may be a thing of the camp. But Ganjalakti falls down a torn body from the top. The face of the body had golden teeth, a lot of money in the pocket and a .42 caliber pistol. The body was so torn that it was impossible to recognize it. They went further and saw that the plane was stuck in a big tree. The strange thing was that the plane did not fall too far, but the whole thing was covered with wood. Ganjalakti's leg was injured earlier. So Sam goes to the same plane. An air navigation map comes inside. But before seeing the map properly, the whole plane starts shaking. Before the plane falls, Ganjalakti tells him to get out quickly. But at that time, the wireless connection was connected. Sam did not want to lose this opportunity. So he waits for Ganjalakti to get out. At the next moment, the plane falls to the ground. Ganjalakti does not think about his own leg injury and runs for help. He somehow gets Sam out of the bottom of the cliff. Then he does not delay for a moment and takes him back to the camp. After about half an hour, Ganjalakti takes Sam to the camp. When Jack asks, Ganjalakti lies and says that Sam has fallen from the mountain. Then Jack starts a quick treatment. But before he can show Ganjalakti to help him, He gets up from there. He again comes back to the bunker and keeps screaming. At that time, a light flame rises from as if Tapu himself is trying to calm him down. At the same time, Sam's knowledge returns. Sam tells Jack that they have found a secret bunker in the jungle. Before Jack asks anything else, Sam becomes ignorant again. Then Jack's eyes go towards Sam's open leg. He did not feel the injury. But Ganja said he had fallen from the mountain. So Jack could not understand the real problem and did the wrong treatment. After a while, Sam dies. Fortunately, the next day Anna's child is born. But the strange thing is that Ganjalakti is still in the camp. On the day of the final act, he comes back to the state of blood. He knows that he deliberately hid the plane incident from everyone. Hearing this, Jack gets angry. He can understand that if Ganja was right, Sam could have survived today. In anger, he clasps Ganja's neck. Seeing the situation getting worse, the others come running and somehow separate the two. After calming Jack down, Carly takes Ganja into the jungle. While talking, Carly gets to know another big truth. Earlier, when Carly was sending a wireless signal in the mountain, Ganjalakti broke the device. Hearing this, Carly gets angry. Along with that, he shoots at Ganja. Fearing Ganja, he was only afraid that their location would be revealed due to the radio signal. And that would mean that the mysterious monster roaming in the jungle could reach them directly. Hearing this, Carly does not think for a while. But when he asks about the bunker, Ganja and Sato cannot hide. Forced, he takes Jack and Carly to the bunker. When they reach the bunker, Jack goes to open the hatch. But Carly stops him. He says that he does not know what is hidden inside. Except for the present, it is like seeing his own death. Therefore, the most important thing for them was to get out of this heat. The good news was that everyone made a boat. But just before the name of the sea, the baby can see something strange. Everyone sees that a black smoke is coming from the middle of the lamp. At the same time, a stranger named Lisa comes out of the jungle. Lisa knows that this black smoke is actually a sign of an invasion. If it is seen once, it means the same. Either we have to hide somewhere or we have to wait for death. Everyone is frightened to hear his story. Jack tries to save everyone. But the problem is that there are about 46 people in their gang. It is almost impossible to hide such a big gang in the jungle. No one knows about them. Who is the real enemy of them? When everyone was terrified, Jack had an idea. He takes Lisa with him and leaves for the bunker. He hoped that Lisa could help him open the hatch. Then everyone could save their lives, but Lisa has never seen such a thing before. But she knows about a place where the alien can be found. And if the alien is found, it is possible to fly the hatch of the bunker. Hearing this, everyone is ready to go there. But just before leaving, a woman named Norris comes to Jack. She knows that he is a chemistry teacher and can help with the alien. Jack doesn't listen to her. Then a group of 6 people leaves. After a while, Lisa leaves. She warns that the area in front of her is very dangerous. Her old friends were also killed here. Hearing this, Norris gets scared and wants to go back. Jack stops her and asks about the alien. But at that time, Norris was overwhelmed with fear. He just says that he will be careful. Then he leaves. Jack can't stop him even if he is angry. Then everyone goes in front of him again. Just then, heavy rain starts from the sky and the mountain road turns back. Suddenly a strange sound is heard. Seeing everyone standing in front of him, Norris lost his way and came back to them. Seeing him, everyone gets a little relaxed. But the situation completely changes because that mysterious demon suddenly appears there. Seeing this, everyone rushes to save their lives. But the bald man stands very calmly. On the other hand, Lisa and the others hide in the thick fog. Within a few seconds, that scary sound stops. Then only the sound of heavy feet was heard. It seemed like a huge animal was circling around them. After a few seconds, the sound slowly fades away. When everyone calms down, everyone gathers in one place again. On this side, Norris's courage is over. So instead of going back, he is forced to go in front of the team. After a long journey, they all reach an old and deserted ship. The ship was about to sink. But the most amazing thing was that the ship was in the jungle about 4 kilometers from the sea. Lisa had no answer. After seeing the way, she goes back from there. Then the bald man enters the ship with Jack. Seeing the inside view, the two of them stop for a moment. There were rocks on all 4 sides of the ship. It looked like it was an old ship. At that moment, Jack opens a door inside the ship. He sees a box filled with poison. Norris comes there to stop them. There is nitroglycerin inside the box. This can be exposed to light. Norris explains everything to everyone. At first, he carefully holds the box from both sides. Then he soaks his shirt in water and dries it completely. Then he puts the poison in the shirt so that it doesn't break in summer. Norris was very smart. Jack and the bald man carefully put the poison in the bag. Then the 4 of them go back to the banker. On the way back, they see Jack's eyes. At first, he thinks it's a mistake. Then he asks the cat. But the cat was also looking at the same thing. They run away from there. But suddenly, a monster sees them. At the next moment, a tree starts to grow. Everyone runs to save their lives. But instead of running away, the bald man runs to the monster. Jack runs to save him. But it's too late. At the next moment, the monster comes out of the ground and pulls the bald man down. Jack holds his hand for a while. He tries to pull the bald man up, but the monster's strength was much more than humans. Jack couldn't pull him up. The bald man slowly falls to the ground. And everyone can understand that it will be impossible to save him in a few seconds. Seeing the situation getting worse, Jack tells the cat to put the poison in the pot. A few seconds later, the cat hears a loud explosion. And the monster leaves the bald man. Then it turns into a huge cloud and disappears from there. The strange thing is that the bald man was not happy even after the death. So to save the monster, he goes to Jack. On the other side, everyone goes to the sea. Michael, his son Walt, James, and the Korean people. They all went to the sea in search of help. After a long journey, James sees a ship going far away. Seeing this, everyone feels hopeful. They don't delay for a moment and touch the signal flare. After seeing the red flare, the ship really moves towards them. Seeing this, everyone is filled with joy. They think that now they can really return home. But at the next moment, the ship's people don't come to help them. Actually, they wanted to take the child with them. They clearly say that they have to take the child or they will kill everyone. Hearing this, everyone is scared. No one can understand who they are and why they want to take the child. Seeing the bad situation, James does not intend to save the child. He slowly raises his hand towards the pistol. At that moment, everyone is in panic. Seeing the darkness, James doesn't delay and shoots. But because of the darkness, he misses the target and falls into the sea. Seeing this, the Korean people try to save him, but the ship's people throw Michael into the sea. Then they forcefully take the child with them. When they leave, a bomb is dropped. The ship is completely destroyed. Michael, who was floating in the sea, sees everything helplessly. In front of his eyes, he had to take the child far away. But Michael couldn't do anything. On the other hand, Jack had a question. Why has the Korean people been doing so much for so long? Does he want to save the child? Hearing this question, the Korean man says the truth. Like him, there was no plane crash. It was their fate. Otherwise, how can so many people be saved from a broken plane? What's more, Sam's death wasn't an ordinary incident. But because of all these incidents, he was able to reach the old ship. His belief points to their betrayal. But Jack doesn't believe a word. He thinks the Korean man has fallen into his own imagination. Even if Jack doesn't agree, he doesn't raise his voice. Then the 4 of them reach the hatch and start sitting around. In a few moments, a fuse is also put with the boomer. When he thought it was over, the torch fell from the fat man's hand. As soon as he lowered the torch, he saw the mysterious numbers. These are the same numbers that he saw in the lottery ticket and the mysterious paper. Looking at the numbers, he thinks something big is going on. He decides to open the hatch. But the fat man doesn't listen to him. Without delaying, he puts the fuse on fire. The flame of the fire keeps going towards the hatch. Seeing this, the fat man tries to keep the fuse on his feet, but the fire has reached the boomer. Just then, Jack realizes the problem and pulls the fat man out of the hatch. At the next moment, the fuse goes up to the sky. After a while, the smoke slowly goes down and the hatch is completely destroyed. Then Jack and the fat man look up at each other inside the hatch. In front of them, there was a cave and a mysterious tunnel. The ladder of the tunnel has taken them deeper into the darkness. With this plot twist, this part of the story ends here. But the next part is going to be more interesting. Because inside the tunnel, some scary things will appear which will shock everyone. So if you want to see the next part, let us know in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the series, then click on the subscribe button now. If you don't subscribe, you will lose me. Thank you.